Hey, what's up, guys? We're down here in the crawl space of the bathroom. I haven't been down here in 2 weeks, and we got about 3 inches of rain in the last 2 days. And even with no gutters and all the water laying right on the sides, it's bone dry down here. So very happy about that. I'm just gonna start hooking up some things. I'll explain some things as I do it. Make basically a stack right here. So the toilet's gonna drain in here, have the vanity sink Y into the toilet line. The vanity is gonna have its own Studer vent underneath the sink, just to help with the venting of the sink. And then the shower will drop into a T here, and then the top of it will go over and go up the vent that it's gonna share with the tank. So I got the 3-inch glued into the toilet flange that's mounted in the floor. I'm gonna put two 45-degree elbows together to bring that down and over. I'm gonna try to get to this point. Just gonna get some things glued up and see where it leads us. I don't know if you can hear it or not. I do have a fan running, blowing some fresh air down here just because you know how strong these PVC glues can smell. And I don't want to get too high down here smelling this stuff. Plus I'm sure to give me a headache. Another good thing is the pipe that ejector pump pumps out of. All the connections and the check valve are completely dry, even though that pipe's been full of water since the first day I tested it, you know, well over a month ago. So all my connections, fittings, check valve, the barb connection to the pipe that actually got pulled through the ground, all that's good, and it's been holding water this whole time. So that's a good sign. We did something right. So just anytime you have a horizontal connection, you use a Y. Anytime you have a vertical connection, you use a sanitary T like that. You don't want to put T's in horizontals, and you don't want to put Y's in verticals. So Y's are for horizontal, T's are for vertical. And ideally, if you're doing a connection like this where you're teeing into a waistline, you want to be at the 90 degrees at the top of it. At a minimum, I believe you can be at a 45 degree. That way, as your wastewater drains, you're still below this, and you don't have a chance of things getting clogged up in this Y fitting here. But ideally, you would go 90 degrees so it comes out the top. This one already had pre-cut. Okay. So that's what's going to go back that way to the vanity sink. Just want to see if we're pitching the right way. So that's our toilet drain. You want about a 1/4 inch a foot for pitch on like a 3-inch pipe. This is a little bit over, but it's such a short run, it'll be okay. I probably shouldn't have cut that extra 1/2 inch out of there, but be all right. Alright, so now we just gotta adapt this union to here. But this might be too close to do a double off or 45, 45. So I'm probably gonna have to cut this down here and make the jog down lower, and then I'll connect that to that with the length of pipe. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this off. Alright, now we gotta get up to this hole here. Just go up into the vanity to this 2-inch inlet here. Just got the hanger put up on that 3-inch coming down from the toilet. Everything on that end's connected. I swear these spider bits, I got like a whole case of them. They're awesome. They cut through wood and anything so fast. It's crazy. There's only 3 teeth on them, 3 carbide teeth. And I mean, they just hog through wood like it's nobody's business. Yeah. Getting too old for this. Tell you what, either I've been living under a rock for a long time or these are something new, but they're your J-hooks or whatever you call them for hanging your pipes, but they swivel, which is awesome because you can hang it and then rotate it so it matches up with your joist or whatever you're hanging from. Just makes it so much easier. Like I said, I don't know if this is something new or I just didn't know they existed, but I'm glad I found them. Alright, all the drains are in and connected. I'm going to clean up a little bit down here. I'm going to run some water lines. I cleaned up down here. Got all the extra PVC stuff out and pulled the shop vac hose down here and vacuumed up a little bit. But just give you a quick overview of the plumbing. So we got the toilet coming down, dropping into our stack. This goes up to the vanity. That's plumbed in, strapped in. Then we got the line going over in the trap for the shower. And then this is venting. So we got a 2-inch vent going over, and that goes up and out the roof. And we also got a 2-inch vent coming out of the pit itself and going up. And the only other thing that's gonna get added is underneath the sink, I'm gonna put a mechanical vent, a Studer vent, to supply air into this pipe so that the toilet doesn't cause an issue pulling air through the trap on the vanity. I probably could have brought this into the stack here and didn't have to do that, but an extra vent, if anything, might help because this is a lot going on for a 2-inch vent. If there's any plumbers out there, you guys can tell me what I did wrong, but I think it's going to be just fine the way it is. Like I said, I'm not no plumber, but I know enough to, I think, do what we had to do here. So I think it's gonna be good. I got a union to disconnect there. If ever I get to the lid, there's another union on the check valve here. There's a shut off in front of the check valve. So to service the check valve, I can. Everything's strapped up good. Everything's got enough pitch on it. Everything's secure. Everything's glued. And I think it came out pretty good. Definitely glad I did the crawl space down here. You know, if I would have just did a slab on grade with this and then had to get all this plumbing underneath there and it would have been trapped. I like being able to have access to all this stuff down here. So now we got our 2 water lines. We got our hot and cold coming down from our water wall of the shower. I'm gonna 90 them off, bring them over, and then we're gonna tee them off. One's gonna go, the cold's gonna go up for the toilet over there. And then we're gonna bring hot and cold up next to that pipe for the vanity right here. So we can start working on that now and we'll be done down here with plumbing. Only thing left we have to do is, I got the 20 amp circuit coming down here. I'm gonna put an outlet for the pump, and I'm also going to either mount that light strip. That's like one of those 8-foot LED strips that I have up in the shop ceiling. But I might want to mount that up and either put it on a switch or just have it has like an inline toggle on it I can turn on and off. Something like that. But either way, I just want to have a light down here that I don't have to worry about bringing flashlights down here. And I'll have the outlet in place for the pump. That's our hot coming down, and all we need is 1 hot line over at that end. So I gotta elbow this over in that direction, like so. And then we'll step it down to 1/2 inch with 3/4 to 1/2 reducer, and just run 1/2 inch the rest of the way. We don't need to run 3/4 all the way to the vanity. I thought I had a 3/4 to 1/2 elbow, but I can't find it, so we're just gonna elbow it in 3/4, run a little short length of 3/4, then we'll drop it down. I'm gonna drop this 3/4 down to 1/2, run it down a little further, then we'll tee it off to the toilet and the vanity. I could have ran 3/4 all the way there and then teed it. I don't have a 3/4, 1/2 tee. So not a big deal. A lot of people will get worried about water flow and they think you got a 3/4 running to everything. And for the most part, yeah, it does help definitely with water volume, especially if you have multiple fixtures running off it. But if you're just running a vanity sink and filling a toilet, the cold on the vanity and filling the toilet, 4 feet of 1/2 inch pipe isn't going to restrict anything on that. The other thing, a lot of people get carried away with a 3/4 as well. And if you have a ton of 3/4 running from your hot water tank all the way to your, let's say your vanity and your bathroom, and you want to, you know, wash your face in the morning, brush teeth, and you want some warm water, you got to push all that cold water out of all that 3/4 inch pipe. And when you got a vanity faucet that's flowing, I don't know, 1.5 gallons a minute or whatever it is, or 1.28 or something like that, it takes a long time to push all that out. So sometimes the 1/2 inch is good in the sense on the hot water side, but if you are trying to run a shower that's got multiple shower heads and body sprays or handhelds or a big rain head or something like that, then you definitely need the flow for that. But if you're just trying to get some warm water to the vanity and run a standard shower, don't get carried away trying to get 3/4 inch a long distance across the house. Just because you're going to have to get all that hot water pushed out of those, or cold water pushed out of those lines before you get any hot water. If it's cold water lines, it really doesn't matter. So if you're worried about water pressure, you know, your toilet and your vanity, whatever else, you can run 3/4 as much cold as you want. You can run 1 inch if you wanted. It's just, you know, larger volume. But you're not trying to expel any of that water to warm it up if it is a hot water line. All right, got our hot and cold going to the vanity, cold going over to the toilet. Everything's strapped up pretty neatly. So we'll go up top now and stretch out. Tired. Just want to show you guys the piping and how the water heater turned out. I didn't end up showing it in the last video, but you can see all the hot and cold coming in and out. Got the water heater installed under the workbench there where we cut it out in the last video. That is one fat water heater. It's kind of hard to tell in the video, but things like, I don't know, 28 inches in diameter. It's a 47-gallon tank, electric. It's not wired in yet, but the hot's on the left there, the cold's on the right. So you got the hot coming out and the cold going in with the shut off. And that's about it. All right, guys. Well, that's where we're going to wrap up this video. I appreciate you guys watching. If you got any questions or comments, or if you learned something, or if I need to learn something, leave me a comment there or down below. And stick around for the next video coming up. It'll be for rough electrical. We'll probably get the insulation in and get everything prepped for drywall. So see you on the next one, and thanks for watching. See ya.